I still remember the day when Elijah the prophet visited my house. The brown paper bags sitting on our porch, nestled neatly together, each overflowing with generous offerings. Held inside, each bag packed, stuffed full of crackers and cookies, of canned fruits and tuna, of baked beans and tofu, of chocolate, ice cream, paper bags of caring and love. A simple note says, God bless. Paper bags from Elijah. Elijah came many times, but I never saw his face, only the bags. I still wonder who Elijah is. Teach a man to fish, they say, but I can't teach you. So I hurry past and I look the other way. I am not a prophet nor the child of a prophet, but how can I stay silent while we trample the heads and the hands of the man who sits on the subway with his collection can, asking for help? Anything will do. We're all okay with poor people, as long as they stay tucked away, as long as we can write a check and never share space with the faceless and nameless, homogenous group of faded t-shirts, old pants, sweaters full of holes, shopping carts, musty blankets, and weathered faces, but not our faces. No, our Jewish faces are full, right? None of our people are hungry or homeless. There aren't any poor Jewish people. What an oddity. How could they afford kosher meat or high holiday tickets? Wait. In a city where 45% live below the poverty line, at least 500,000 are Yidden, most with children ignored by their religion. If New York City were a foreign country, America's Jews would have created an agency with a fancy acronym to save them. We've put a price on religion. Pay your dues or stay hidden. God only hears the prayers of rich children, right? Your new moons and festivals fill me with loathing, for they've become a burden to every Jewish person who cannot afford all the basic things you take for granted, like food and dignity. Did you forget that God's desire is to share your bread with the hungry, to invite that family you're embarrassed to see sitting next to you in shul into your home? But we ignore our own people. Our children perform fiddler, and we tell ourselves when we left the shtetl, we left poverty behind. We write checks to the Federation and pat ourselves on the back. We have done the prescribed amount of tikkun olam. And we blame the rest on corruption. But God still confronts us. How dare you crush my people? How dare you grind the faces of the poor? You grind their faces on an axe called shame. You've taken their pledge and kept it for so long, you can't even remember who you've taken it from. My festivals have become fashion shows to the rich, my hymns concerts for them. Spare me your music. It drowns out the silent cry of the orphan in the back row, the widow who can't afford to buy a ticket, and all of the people you've estranged from my house. This is my Torah. For the child who didn't go to Jewish summer camp, who wore generic sneakers instead, who doesn't understand why her bat mitzvah doesn't have a DJ, whose family can't afford kosher food. When your friends spend money that you don't have because $15 is a big deal, so you aren't included in laser tag or ice skating or that birthday party at the water park, when you pretended at Hebrew school that your clothes were not from Goodwill and you too are gonna go vacation in Hawaii, and you never went on pilgrimage because it's not your thing, because your thing isn't having $1,000. This is my Torah. For parents trying so hard, who've skipped more meals than you can count, who know that scholarships aren't some kind of magical band-aid. Apply one emergency grant from JFCS and you'll feel fine in the morning. Who want a Jewish education, but the day school only has so much financial aid, and you're just above that imaginary line that says you're poor, but you're not that poor. So this is my Torah for you. This is my truth. You are the overlooked and the forgotten, the shame of our not-so-perfect community. You beg to be taught to fish, but no one can put down their smartphone long enough to grab a fishing pole. I am not a prophet, yet the cries of those forgotten rose up, and I replied, I don't know how to speak, for I am still a youth. I am not a prophet nor child of a prophet, but when I was a child, Elijah brought me paper bags of food. And this is my Torah for us. We are all Elijah the prophet. We've just forgotten how to be. We've forgotten to listen. We've forgotten to hear the cries of our people. Forgotten that everyone wasn't created in the image of an upper middle class two-parent family with a minivan and 2.5 perfect children. Forgotten to be Elijah. Because we're uncomfortable knowing who needs our help and hearing the truth, and knowing the person sitting next to me didn't eat this morning and isn't sure how to keep a roof over their family. Maybe we're even uncomfortable leaving a paper bag of groceries. Thank you.
Wow.